Project Lakote, Sikas, Parshas Vayigash, Sicha Dalit. It says in the last pasuk of our Parsha, Yisrael settled in the land of Egypt, in the land of Goshen, Vayeachazu ba, and they were fruitful and multiplied greatly. For Vayeachazu ba, two explanations we see. 1. According to Pshat, Rashi's interpretation is that Vayeachazu ba means taking possession. 2. The Midrash explanation has the opposite meaning. Like a person held against their will, Vayeachazu ba means grasping. Although the explanations are so different, it is clear that a connection they share. But first, we must understand another contradiction between our pasuk and a previous one at the Bris Milah Mitzrayim. At that time, to Avram Avinu, Hashem made it known that his children would have to go to Galus, to a land that is not their own. They had to experience exile as foreigners. So why does our pasuk say they possessed the land and were settlers? Rashi resolves this difficulty by repeating what we know already. Alone, Goshen didn't stand. It is a part of the Egyptian land. Settling and possessing Goshen led to the Egyptian slavery eventually, and it is not a part of the land of Canaan, which is holy. In the beginning, they settled in Goshen, the choicest part of the land, it is true. But even then, they were foreigners they knew. However, according to the Torah's inner dimension, we are still left with a question. We know that to purify every Jew through slavery was the exile's goal. So how could they be purified by possessing the land and being in control? Every detail of the Egyptian slavery is found in a spiritual sense in Torah study. When a Jew accepts upon himself the yoke of Torah and toils in it wholeheartedly, for him to experience physical hard labor isn't necessary. At first, when the Yidden came, everyone did understand that Goshen was the Yidden's land. It was actually given to Sarah Imenu years before by Pari the king. They inherited it, governed it themselves, and didn't experience physical suffering. But despite the goodness, they were in a state of distress because they felt that in Goshen, the holiness of Eretz Yisrael wasn't there. They were not in a land where the eyes of Hashem are on it all year. But once Yosef, his brothers, and that generation passed away, the pain of living in a land that was not their own didn't stay. There was a decline in their Torah study, and they began to experience the bitterness of Galus physically. The Galus grasped them, and they were forced to stay in order to pave the way for them to elevate and take possession of the sparks of holiness that fell down low, so that they could be spiritually wealthy when out of Egypt they did go. Possessing and grasping are not a contradiction, but rather there are two parts of our mission. At first, we are in control because of the Torah that we study. It keeps us safe from being grasped into the trap of spiritual slavery. But when we fall and are held against our will, there is work to accomplish still. We must take possession of every spark that comes our way, so that we can bring Mashiach today.